I am beyond excited for this episode because this is something I have really wrestled with and trying to figure out and get under control. My gosh, it's been a long time coming. I've tried so many different supplements, so many different vitamins, and there are pros and cons to everything. And I'm going to walk you through a little bit of that and then what I'm doing now that I am loving. Okay, so this is one of my favorite health and wellness topics, supplements. If you have been following, you know that I am all about living abundantly and making really intentional choices that support our bodies, minds, and spirits. So I want to share with you a little peek into my supplement toolbox. I love calling it that. And I'm going to explain exactly why I use the 4 supplements that I do and why I trust the brand that I do, and then some of the mistakes that I've kind of learned along the way. Okay. So number one, before we get into the specifics of it, why I take supplements. Okay. First and foremost, I believe that in a food first approach, okay, God gave us so many wonderful nutrient dense foods. So I will always try to prioritize eating these whole balanced foods and meals because that is what God created them for, okay? And so I'm sure you've heard me say it. I heard this from somewhere and I cannot for the life of me remember where, but we should prioritize eating foods that God created versus man created. Okay. So that is something that I really try to find of like, okay, if I'm going into the, kitchen to find a snack, I'm better off choosing something like a blackberry, an apple, or something along those lines if I need a sweet treat, rather than something that's super manufactured and high in processed foods and sugars and all of that. Okay. That's always the priority. However, sometimes life is busy or there are specific health needs that arrive and supplements are going to help fill the gaps. Okay. This is so embarrassing, but I did not know that the word supplement meant to add to, not replace. I always thought supplements was a replacement. So I was going to take these vitamins and supplements to replace that need in my diet. That's not true. Supplements simply go and support, they add to what you're already doing. So for me, they've become these tools that have helped me thrive rather than shortcuts that are allowing me to get away with not having a healthy diet. So they're intentional additions to support my health journey. Okay. And I want to make that statement really, really clear because I think for some of us, if you're anything like me, you're using supplements as an excuse to not eat healthy. Not okay. All right. So I get a certain type of vitamin where I got individualized items that came in a little package. They were called Care of. I loved them. I talk about them all the time on the podcast. I know I encouraged a lot of you to take their quiz. Love them. They went out of business this past year. I was heartbroken because I just really appreciated their approach, the way they did it, and it was a bummer for sure. So that kind of had me reassess not just the supplements I was taking, but also where I was getting my supplements from. And so I switched over to Ritual, and Ritual, I was taking 2 of their supplements. One was the Women's Daily Health, so it was loaded up with a ton of things. And then the other one was focused on gut health and had a lot of like probiotics and prebiotics and all the things in it. It was great. I loved them. However, it was one pill alone. I wasn't able to choose the amount of what I needed and the actual vitamins I was seeking. So I was getting this massive dose of all of these vitamins when I actually didn't need that. And fun fact for you that I learned from my esthetician, vitamins B, the vitamins in like the B family can cause a lot of inflammation and especially with acne. So as I was going through this journey of PCOS and hormone healing this past year, that vitamin B, was causing a lot of my flare-ups in my acne. So if you have really good, healthy, clear skin, it's good for you to have vitamin B because it helps with other things. But if acne or hormones or inflammation is something that you struggle with, you maybe don't want to be adding in additional vitamin B to what you're already getting in your natural diet. That was mind-blowing to me, and it really made me reevaluate the whole system because Ritual was so easy. There was one pill, and I loved them. I really do. I think that they're great. They're a good company. I love how they source everything like super organically, and they tell you exactly where they're getting all their vitamins and minerals from. I love that. But it did cause some issues for me. So I had to rearrange and adjust. All right. So I am taking 4 supplements specifically to support my health goals. All right. And I think that these health goals will align with a lot of women. So I think it's worth talking about what they are. My first supplement is zinc. Okay. Zinc is a mineral that plays a vital role in our immune system, skin health, and hormone balance. So, as someone who struggles with PCS and acne prone skin, zinc has been something that has been a huge game changer because it reduces that inflammation and supports that skin repair. I take this one daily, especially when it comes to my immune system, when it needs a boost. I have loved zinc. I feel like it's a very underrated vitamin mineral that not a lot of people are talking about. And I 100% have been obsessed with the way it's played a role in my health. Okay. So zinc is number one. Number two is my probiotics. Gut health is foundational to overall health. I have learned firsthand how it affects everything from digestion to mood. One of the books that I read in 2023, I think, was The Mind-Gut Connection. And it was good because I can still remember it. And it talks so much about how your gut and your gut health is key to so much that happens in your body. That's why your gut is where you get those first feelings of like, you feel sick to your stomach about a situation, or you have a weird feeling in your gut, you get butterflies, all that. That gut feeling is playing a role in your life. And so probiotics are living, beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut microbiome. And I'm choosing the strains that specifically help with digestion and immune function, which has been so helpful because it keeps my body running smoothly. And when your gut is happy, trust me, your whole body will follow suit and get happy with it. And the probiotics are so, so, so important. My third supplement in my toolbox is an omega-3 fatty acid. Okay. This is an absolute must in my toolbox because these are healthy fats that are supporting your brain health, reducing inflammation, and really, really good for your heart. Okay. For me, the omega-3s are particularly helpful, again, with managing that hormone balance and supporting my skin. And I love, love, love the omega-3 because you do have to be a little picky about how high quality and sustainably sourced and free from unnecessary fillers it is, because that is where this is going to hurt you, is when companies start to put in fillers and all these extra things. And I'll get to my favorite company in just a second. So yeah, and trust me, the ones that I take taste so much better than the fish oil supplements. So if you've heard of people taking fish oil, they're doing that with the intention of getting an omega-3 fatty acid. And I love, love, love how it supports my brain. I feel more focused. It's great. And there's no fishy aftertaste. So again, I'll get to that when I get to the company. And then the last one, so zinc, probiotics, omega-3 fatty acids, and then my last one is vitamin D. When I get my blood panels done every year, without fail, vitamin D for me is just low. And what's shocking to me is that many of us are deficient in this. Vitamin D is critical for bone health, helps with immune function, and then also mood regulation. So during the winter months, or when you're not spending as much time outside, you have to be intentional about taking it. I love, love, love to take this. Fun fact about vitamin D, it's really helpful to take it with a meal because it's really absorbable. And so when it's breaking down with food, it's really, really great and you'll get 10 times more out of it. Okay. So those are my 4 supplements in my toolbox. Now let's talk about the brand I use. I use Nordic Naturals. This is in no way sponsored, just genuinely what I use. When I started this journey, I talked to my esthetician because one of my main goals is my skin health and kind of rebalancing and PCOS and hormone health, as you can see with all of those kind of like check boxes that I'm hitting with each of these supplements. And for a lot of us women, hormones and skin and all of that is important. So when I was talking to her about this, she recommended Nordic Naturals. Sent me down this whole spiral of finding a supplement that is naturally sourced and really, really transparent about the quality of the product and where it's coming from. So that's really important to me. That's one of the things that drew me into Ritual originally and all of that. So their products are rigorously tested for purity and potency, and they're committed to sustainability. So those things are super important and they align with my values. So Nordic Naturals checks all of those boxes. They're also really easy to get on Amazon. They go on sale often. And so I order these 4 supplements separately and they come together, and then I will fill my little toolbox of supplements every week. And that way my pills are already set for the week and they're super quick and I'm not going through each 4 of those. So I love it. I really, really do. I find that these supplements are the best. At the same time, I will also supplement my protein sometimes. I avoid whey protein when I can because that, again, has lots of inflammatory ingredients that can cause flare-ups in acne. So I avoid whey protein when I can, but sometimes on days where I'm super busy, I do have to supplement my protein as well. That one has become less of a common practice until I find a protein powder that I really, really love that doesn't have a ton of added dairy and doesn't have a ton of that whey ingredient that causes inflammation in your body. So there you have it, my supplement toolbox and the reasons behind each choice. Supplements are not one size fit all. Remember that, okay? So it's always a good idea to maybe consult with a healthcare provider or someone who knows what they're talking about for you specifically before adding anything new to your routine. But I do hope that at the very least, this inspires you to take a closer look at your vitamins and how you're nourishing your body and making healthy choices that support your personal health goals, okay? So thank you so much for coming to this episode of Inspired Lady Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube, follow along if you're on Apple or Spotify, and share this episode, leave a review, all the fun things. Until next time, stay inspired and live abundantly.